So why announce it so far out? Like a lot of, you could just be like, okay, well, next version, we're just going to drop it. We're 3 months away. It's done. Like, why give a leeway for it?
Yeah, so aside from the few people that got confused about, hey, we're gonna drop this, and then immediately thought, oh, this is happening like next week.
Right.
Um, for most people reading the announcement, it is a warning. Hey, we're making this change that might be affecting your system in a year. So you have time to prepare, time to annoy us about things that you think you still need that aren't supported or aren't working for some reason or another.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's also time for companies to update their applications. Like there are still some stragglers that don't support the Wayland session properly because as an end user, if you use the application, you can't just log out, log back into the X11 session, and then it works,
Mm-hmm.
even if you have some other downsides from that session. A corporate customer doesn't really care that much if you're a little bit inconvenienced. But with a year in advance, I hope that's enough time that everyone can prepare.
I think a better question then is, why do it now? And let's say like not 3 years ago, for example. Like, what was stopping it happening earlier?
So there were some people advocating for doing it with Plasma 6 already
Mhm.
because big version change, breaking changes
Right,
are
right, right,
expected.
right.
But we didn't feel like we were quite there yet.
Mhm.
Like the Wayland session wasn't even the default yet upstream. Like Fedora had it by default for a while then, and it's been working mostly fine. But when some Plasma developers still run the Xbox session, and some distros, even after Plasma 6, still defaulted to the X11 session.
Mhm.
That is a clear sign that we weren't quite ready yet. At Academy, however, I went around and I asked people, like, what do you think about this? Drop the Xbox session, and well, I think there was one person in the room that was like, they use the Xbox session for session management, I think.
Mm.
That was it. Like that was the only concern.
Mhm, mhm,
And everyone else was, yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
mhm.
Um, and in terms of application support, we are of course also at a point where most apps also do support the Wayland session. Like Discord supports screen sharing in the Wayland session
Finally,
now
yep.
properly through the XDG desktop portal. Firefox and Chrome support it properly. We have now an experimental build of Krita that does color management on Wayland, and it is so much better than it ever was on X11
Mhm, mhm.
because you don't need a lot of manual setup to make it work. So we have some feature lists that we maintain. One is the significant Plasma Wayland issues page. Um, and the other one is on an issue on the Quinn repository,
Mhm, mhm.
where we kept a list of features that we know some of these might be really niche, but we need to support pretty much everything before being able to drop, because while some people will always be inconvenienced by a big change like this,
Mhm, mhm.
we need to minimize the damage.
And I think it's especially important as, like, from all the metrics that I'm seeing, Plasma is on this sort of this like upturn in usership. Like there's on Arch Linux you have package stats, and I just checked it the other day, and it's just been gradually, slowly climbing. Everything else seems to indicate the same thing as well, and it seems like people are mostly happy with the direction that Plasma has been going over the past, 5 or so years. So putting a stop to that doesn't really, at least to me, seem like the best of ideas.
Yeah, I think if we would have dropped it with Plasma 6, um, like especially where the Nvidia situation wasn't like completely there yet, with some remaining issues, like explicit sync not having been solved, we would have lost a lot of users, and that would not have been great. Like, even just like as a desktop environment, we don't necessarily require like acquiring the maximum amount of users. Like, that's
Sure,
not really
sure.
what we're doing, but it would make life a lot harder unnecessarily for a lot of people.
Sure. Yeah. You don't want to like. You don't just want to make people angry for the sake of making people angry. Like I understand that it's not operating like a business, but you do have. There's some level of responsibility when you have a large user base to not just change things for the sake of changing things.
Yeah, there's always the need to consider the trade-offs between what we're doing, how much additional work we need to put on to support some use cases, and how many people we will not just like anger, but like break their workflows, and in some cases cause serious issues. Like, if you had flickering with NVIDIA, that can be really, really problematic. So we needed to be absolutely sure and cover as many things as we can.
So, with these significant issues, is the goal to get everything on this page completed before release, or are there some things that can be, pushed on until later?
I mean, that's the goal. I somehow, like, I don't think we will necessarily get everything completely fixed. Like, session restoration depends a lot on application support.
Yeah.
So I doubt, like, on X11, it's not very different. A lot of apps support it, a lot of apps don't support session restoration. So we will have some like sliding scale of how much we have solved a specific point, but the list should definitely be pretty much empty then. And it is so much shorter than it was, and even recently. At Academy, we cleaned out a lot of old points that had been fixed ages ago, and a bunch of points on that list we have already like solutions pending,
Like
like the
the
whole
headless
screen
RDP, for
sections.
example.
Yes, that one we're targeting. Like, some people at Google have recently, because of these announcements, started poking us about, hey, they need to support it here, what changes we are missing, what features we still need to add to make it work. The whole screen sections I want to remove in Plasma 6.6 already. Like, output mirroring, I've been working on for quite a while, and the result is it already works so much better than it ever worked on X11. So I think like there might be 1 or 2 points left on that list, but most of it should be gone.
Yeah, I remember bringing this up when Nate was on, I want to say last year, and I do recall there being considerably more issues on this list.